Today might just be the day that my pickleball coach actually kills me because I'm ditching him and his pricey 1-hour lesson for my new free pickleball coach,
Artificial intelligence.
Okay, I know that was cringy, but you guys get the point. In all seriousness, I am genuinely curious if artificial intelligence can give me a pickleball lesson and teach me a shot that I don't know how to currently hit to the point where I actually see some legitimate results. Because if so, I'm firing my pickleball coach indefinitely. So this is how it's gonna work. Step one, I'm gonna write it a prompt. I'm gonna basically explain to ChatGPT that my two-handed backhand currently sucks. I need to know proper form, footwork, everything in order to hit this shot. Then comes step number two. I'm gonna actually take it to the court and follow the 1-hour lesson plan to a T. But here's the challenge. I don't have a partner with me, so it's literally gonna be me, ChatGPT, 50 pickleballs, cone, and a pickleball machine, which will take us to step number 3, asking it live coaching questions during the lesson. I wanna see if it can provide me real feedback that's actually gonna help me learn this shot. Then at the end of my 60-minute lesson, I'll be able to determine if artificial intelligence can actually replace a real live pickleball coach. So let's get into it. So I just typed up my prompt. Let's see what it comes up with. Oh my gosh, this is insane. I asked it to format me a 1-hour long lesson plan and it totally delivered, but just because it spit out some words doesn't mean this will actually work. So to the courts we go. So we just got to the courts, thank God. I'm on time, you know, good first impression. But anyway, I was looking over the plan and it has me starting with a warm-up, which is hysterical because I literally never warm up. But I'm gonna follow this lesson plan to a T, so 0 to 5 minutes, warm up. So the warm up was pretty simple. It was just a dynamic warm up, jogging, arm circles, some side shuffles, easy stuff. But after this, ChatGPT is actually gonna teach me the form and technique. And you guys, I have no idea how this is gonna work. Okay, so we're starting with the grip here. Grip the paddle in your right hand using your normal Eastern grip. The grip is similar as to if you're hand shaking the paddle. It's pretty freaking good, actually. Left hand above your right on the handle, fingers wrapping around the top of the handle. It's my Eastern grip, which I specifically asked for it to keep me at an Eastern grip. After ChatGPT had me nail down the grip, we went through things with the footwork, unit turn, and we even got into the take back and follow through. So it says for the take back, your paddle face is mostly closed, facing down at a 45-degree angle. So that's about here. The butt of the handle is pointed forward towards where the ball is coming from. The right elbow is bent at a 90-degree angle, relaxed and tucked near your body. The height of the paddle should be around your hip level, not too high. Push slightly with the right foot, stepping into the ball with the left foot. After describing with meticulous detail the proper form, ChatGPT then had me perform shadow swings. But honestly, I was interested in the next part of the lesson where we actually add a ball, because this is where I think we'll be able to tell if this is actually on track for working or not. So next are static drop feeds. Stand just behind the baseline, drop the ball with your left hand and quickly re-grab the paddle with 2 hands. Go through the swing motion slowly, focus on clean contact with the paddle face, do 30 to 40 reps. Having to self-feed with one hand and quickly get my hands in position for the correct form was actually impossible for this drill. I knew if I wanted this to work, I needed to adjust, so I ended up rigging my pickleball machine so it could simulate a similar loopy feed. Now this solved the issue with the feeds. The feeds were great, but actually my swing and form was still really bad, and I was getting pretty frustrated at this point. Okay, initial thoughts. Ball machine works way better. I really do miss like the live feedback. I feel like I have to kind of troubleshoot myself. Right now I'm hitting quite a bit in the net. So my thought is either my paddle face is too closed at contact, timing it right, or I'm just doing it completely wrong. Could be either. But then I remembered I actually do have a coach with me. Okay, duh. I didn't think about this. I'm asking ChatGPT what to do to fix my form so the ball doesn't keep going in the net. And it's coming up with like a million resources. There's a couple of things that I thought were pretty good. I think the one that I'm maybe not doing enough is creating wrist lag or snap. This talks about how to let your wrist hinge as you start your forward swing, and then just before contact, you release and snap your wrist through the shot. Think of it like cracking a whip or flicking a towel at the end as your paddle whips forward. I'm gonna try that. I think that's a pretty good visual, like snapping through the ball. If you're watching this channel, you must really like pickleball. And if you really like pickleball, then you're gonna want my free PDF of the 9 most essential pickleball kitchen shots to learn. You'll get videos for every single shot, and it's super, super valuable. So go ahead and click the link below, and I'll send it to your email today. And you guys, I couldn't believe it. I felt like this tip unlocked everything for me. And it's crazy because if ChatGPT wasn't there, I would have thought I just needed to open my paddle face more. But for it to bring up the concept of wrist lag and describe exactly how to do it was the thing that really felt like it unlocked this shot for me. But now we need to figure out how to aim. So the next part of the lesson is the target cone drill. So this says place your target cone, 1 going cross court, 1 going straight from where you are standing. Try to drive the ball through the cone to each target. Focus on full follow through, left foot stepping in, paddle tip finishing high over right shoulder and shoulder rotation. Do 20 reps on each. All right, so I stopped at a couple in because my aim sucks. So I'm gonna ask ChatGPT if it can give me pointers on how to go down the line versus cross court. Now it gave me a lot of information for aiming, but the few reps that I did, I found that I struggled more with hitting down the line than cross court. ChatGPT noted that when aiming down the line, the swing path extends straight, almost like the paddle is pushing through a tunnel towards the target, and the follow through doesn't wrap around the whole body, but finishes in front or slightly out to the right. So I'm gonna make these adjustments and see if that helps. Straight, keeping the paddle face towards the target. Ooh, okay. And you know what? ChatGPT comes through again for me, giving me the perfect coaching cues to help me adjust my aim so that I can hit that backhand drive straight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to get pretty hopeful here, but the real challenge is going to see if I can successfully hit a consistent 2-handed backhand drive with everything I've learned from ChatGPT from the baseline with a full court feed. So right off the bat, this is a lot more difficult because the feeds are so much more inconsistent. I found I was really struggling with my footwork, and what was tripping me up the most was adjusting to the higher bouncing balls versus the lower bouncing balls. But Coach ChatGPT hasn't failed me yet, so let's see if his coaching tips can help me make the adjustments I need here. Let's see what it has to say. The main differences it gave me for higher bouncing balls is to position yourself to meet the ball at a comfortable height in front of you, minimize the wrist lag, and finish more out towards your target and not too high. It also gave me pointers for hitting lower bouncing balls. That being said, I tried my very best to make the adjustments here, but at this point I'm racing the clock and coming up to the finish of my 1 hour mark. So here's where my shot ended up. Now, if I think about where I started when I first came out here an hour ago, trying to hit a 2-handed backhand, like, you guys, that was really bad. So for me to get to the spot where it looks like this now, I mean, I think that's some decent improvement. I'm exhausted. I'm drenched in sweat. And here are my final thoughts on my lesson with ChatGPT. I think if you're learning a new shot from scratch, like you literally don't know anything, it's pretty difficult. Like I literally have not ever taken a lesson for my 2-handed backhand. I would totally prefer obviously having an in-person coach giving me like live feedback and tweaking my form in person. But I do think if you are somebody who has a basic kind of foundation for a certain shot, this is actually a really great tool to use if you need to tweak things. Like I found it really helpful when it was helping me with like the wrist lag and the wrist snap and making the form adjustments to hitting straight down the line versus cross court. Like things like that I actually think is really great to use. ChatGPT, to start from like 0 and try to go to 100, it's pretty difficult. So all in all, not a total flop, but not a total success. I'm sure I'll have 48 million tennis players critiquing my 2-handed backhand. I know it's not great, but I do think that it did help. I learned a lot, and I'm going to book an in-person lesson for my 2-handed backhand. If you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. I have a goal to get to 50,000 subscribers, so your support means the world. I'll see you in the next one.